aware of it. I thought maybe one has to go on each platform and download, either your audio or the video file. So
No,
one
no, 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 no. You
platform's
don't have.
link can be shared on other platforms as well.
Yeah. So what you need, RSS, is it a link where we need to link the podcast from Spotify? No. RSS link is generated by Spotify itself. You upload your, I'll show you. I'll show you my,
Yeah,
this,
thank you.
okay, towards the end, once I go through the basics of
Okay.
podcasting.
Maybe at
I'll
the
get
end.
in, I will show you my account and I'll show you what are the stuff over there. So I
Thank
think
you.
that'll,
Thank you.
yeah. All right. Any other questions?
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning.
Who's this?
Actually, Aparna.
Aparna, yes, tell me.
Yes. So I also have a question related to this. If I want to post this on YouTube, so will I be able to do that also without any image or any video, just the audio thing?
YouTube is for mostly for video consumption, and I'm not sure whether it takes RSS feed. You have to upload it in YouTube, and from YouTube you will be able to share. When once you upload a video or an audio into YouTube, you have a link called, it's called embed. You have the icons below. It has share, you had download, like, all that. Along with that, there is a link called embed. So you take it, is similar to an RSS. It only thing is that it is only for that particular file. It's only for that particular audio or video. You can pick that, use that, and if you embed it in your website, that will go over there. It will play on YouTube, but it will go over there. Okay, but it will not pull from anywhere else.
Yeah.
I have
Yes?
yeah, I have
Radha?
another question. Yeah.
Yes, who is this? I can't
Yeah, this
see.
is Shilpa.
Shilpa, yes.
Yeah, so what is the best practice for when you launch it? Let's say I have a Facebook page where I want to launch it, or I want to say I have released a episode. So do I need to give the links of all the platforms, or should
No,
I
you
just
you just the simplest way. Okay, I will cover that towards it. Just remember this. If I
all right,
don't
sure.
cover it, ask me. Okay, but then
Because
you will
we have
have much
seen
more
Sid's
clarity.
yeah, we have seen Sid's podcast. I think it just goes to his website and then it just plays.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
it's it's completely up to you. You don't need to go to Spotify. You can have many other platforms, like SoundCloud is one place where people upload their podcasts and things like that. Once you have a certain number of followers, they will keep going wherever you put it. So for the simplest, to grow that audience, to initially, the simplest and the best way to get used to this whole concept of podcasting and getting used to how it is done, the simplest way to do is go through Spotify. Just upload your podcast, share the link with other people, so that, and most people have Spotify. Even if they don't have Spotify, they will be able to listen to it. They may not be able to subscribe to your podcast without an account, but they will be able to listen to it. Now that,
okay.
and the one main thing about Spotify is that it gives you a lot of statistics, analytics, how many
Mm,
people are listening, what are the age group, and stuff like that, which I'll
mm.
show you towards the end. All right.
All right, sure, sure. Thank you so much.
All right. Are the followers segregated across various? They can be consolidated. Now, when it comes to analytics, it is platform specific. Spotify will not get any information of how many people are listening on Apple naturally. All right. Otherwise, they devices, yeah, but it will be platform specific. It cannot be across platforms for obvious reasons. Deepak. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead. Now, why should you have a podcast? Okay. One is 65. This is about Americans who listen to podcasting. In India, we have about 150 million Indians. Now, when I say consume audio streaming, it does not mean podcasting. Okay, audio streaming can be listening to audio, streaming audio, as in through Spotify, Apple, or any other, Ghana. All these are basically audio streaming. But the thing is that there are a lot of people now. I was very surprised to find that there are a lot of people in India who listen to podcasts. I didn't know that. Okay, so uh, so so here is where it makes relevance to you guys, who are coaches and trainers. Okay, you can build your authority and credibility in whatever niche you have. You have an audience already, or you can reach an entirely new set of audience through podcasting. They may not be your students. It's like uh, sharing your videos on Facebook or YouTube and things like that, where you get new followers. So something very similar can happen through podcasting as well. So you can, somebody shared, you create a deeper connection with your audience, because reading a blog is very transactional. It's just text reading. Okay, but when you're talking to somebody, the tonality, the way you emote yourself, everything matters, and you can connect with your audience in a very, very good way. Okay, connect with influencers and others in your industry. This is a big one, actually, especially for you guys. Okay, let's say you are into fitness or nutrition or something like that. All right, and you're kind of starting off in that field, and you don't have a huge followership and stuff like that. But you can always approach. See, if you want to go and meet an influencer in your niche, and it becomes very difficult. They're very busy people, and they don't have the kind of time. But you can always request them that, I'm having a podcast where I would like to interview you. Okay, they may ask you how many followers you have and stuff like that. But if they're not so picky, a lot of people would say yes, because for them also it is a way to reach a new set of audience, right? Let's say you have 1,000 followers. All these 1,000 followers may not be that person's followers. So maybe out of 1,000, he may get another 10 or 15 followers from your listeners, right? And you can have a develop a personal equation with that person, because you are interacting one on one with that influencer, right? So I've seen a lot of people reaching out to really, really big people. But let's say if I have about 1,000 followers or 2,000 followers, they've been able to connect with really good influencers, and today they are on a first name basis. All right, so that can happen. Okay, that's another big thing. Conquer a personal challenge. Man, you want to do something on your own. A lot of people, like in Pallavi's communication class, one of the challenges for them is to start their own podcast. So it's getting out of the comfort zone, getting out of doing something that they have not done before. So once you have your podcast, you feel different. Let's say you've never posted something online and you're a little shy and stuff like that. Podcasting helps you not face a camera. So that can be one step before coming in front of the camera. When people congratulate you and say that, oh, it was really nice, it gives you the confidence to feel ki, okay, if I can do a podcast, then I can do a live video as well. So that's another thing, and it adds another layer. It's a different audience. There are some people who watch videos. There are people who are more into podcasting, listening to podcasts. Okay, so radio programs require studio setup, but podcast can be done from home. And I do my podcast. I record my podcast exactly at this place at my home. And this is another thing. This is one place where if you feel that you can do in regional language, it'll be very good, because let's say your courses are in Hindi or English, but you also want to reach out to people in other your local language, your mother tongue, and you don't want it to be restrictive to the rest of the world when it comes to your courses. But you can always start a podcast in your language and reach out to a whole lot of people. And I've listened to, I'm from Kerala, so I've listened to some Malayalam podcasts, and some of them are excellent. Okay, so this is a very good thing to consider, that if you want to reach out to a completely different audience. Now, to be honest, don't start the podcast to make money from it, because it is a very long drawn process to monetize your podcast. Okay, now if you have some 10,000 subscribers, and then you might make some money out of it. Okay, I'm not talking about having ads into it and things like that, but there are people who make millions every month through podcasting, but they have many, many millions of listeners as well. So don't go with the idea, okay, this is going to be one of my streams of income. You will burn out, because it will be a very frustrating journey. Do it because you want to do it. Do it because you enjoy it. Do it because you want to be a podcaster. Okay, now how to start a podcast is, first, this is the most important thing. Why do you want to start a podcast? You need to be very, very clear about why you want to start a podcast. Okay, so tell me some of the reasons why you would like to start a podcast. Can be anything. It can just be, like I said, no, I just want to try it out. Everybody's talking about podcasts. What's so big about it? Let me try. That's also very build authority and trust, can be used as nurturing our cold audience. Yes, very good. Shashi, share knowledge and experience. Yes, you can share knowledge and experience of various different means to reach out to more people. Connection, yes. Give confidence, spread awareness about my niche manifestations to nurture my audience. Tell about an unusual way of thought process. To tell about an unusual way of thought. I didn't understand that, Sangeeta. Connecting with people, yes. Share the ideas, but connect on a deeper level. Being in the flow is my idea. That builds heart to heart. Oh, Vidya, that's a very, very good point. Yes, because voice and emotions, it connects really well. It's easy, no need to edit a lot like video. Yes, that is true. Ease of creating content, no need to do. That's a very good point. To do hair if no video. Hair and makeup, big challenge for all the ladies out there, right? Every time you want to come in and shoot a video, we men can just pick up the phone and come out with a video most of the time, but not so easy for the ladies out there. I think we get undivided attention of our audience. Yes, most of the time. Okay, fine, good. So you need to have a reason, and the reason has to be strong enough, and the theme. Now, when you decide on the theme, remember that it is going to be you see, one of the things about, you understand, you're all digital people, so you understand when it comes to digital, the most important component of digital is consistency. Okay, you cannot start a podcast and just leave it halfway through. You cannot start a season and leave it halfway through. If you say that you're going to post it every week, then you need to post it every week. Okay, you might miss a week here or there, but mostly it has to be regular. All right. So you may be excited about one particular topic, and you may feel that, okay, I this is something very, very close to my heart, and I need to speak about this. All right, but the test for you to pick the theme is for you to write down 10 topics related to that. Okay, if it is nutrition, can you write down 10 topics that you can talk about for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, whatever the timing you choose. Okay, so if you cannot, then that means that you don't have enough drive, or you have not thought through it. Okay, it's just an instant excitement about one particular topic. So you need to list out about 8 to 10 topics, so that okay, I have enough things to cover for at least one season. And when you are recording, before you publish, you should have at least couple of episodes already recorded. That will take care of any week that where you're busy, you're unwell, and things like that. Got that? Make it specific, and I don't need to teach you this, because Sid uh, it talks about this very, very, very. Uh, okay, let me. So instead of mental health, you can talk about mental health for single. This is a micro niche that Sid talks about. Okay, parenting. So you can talk about instead of parenting, you can talk about parenting teens or toddlers because the audience is completely different. Yes, the child will be a toddler and he will become a teen, but the challenges in these are very, very different. So if it is nutrition, you can talk about nutrition for diabetics, or I mean, you can choose. Okay, if it is workout, instead of just saying workouts, home workouts or working professionals, if it is business, how to start a non-profit, etc. All right, are you getting this? Yes, no. Okay, so tell me what could be your niche if you're thinking about a topic. Just randomly, in your topic, what can be a niche? Business growth. I mean, business growth is a very generic term. Everybody has business, but business growth for whom? Garbha samskara, pregnancy. Okay, that's a very Dr. Chandralekha. The I think half of the people would not understand what you're saying. Garbha samskara, pregnancy, it's something unique that I can make out. But when you are deciding on a topic, uh, it should be something that people get attracted to just seeing that, yeah, okay, this is something that is going on in their mind. Okay, so can you explain what Garbha samskara pregnancy is? It is around pregnancy care. Okay.
Can I
Uh,
speak?
yes, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking. So, Garbha Samskara is all about an ancient technique of how to get conceived, at the same time, how to nurture the baby from the womb. So, there are multiple samskaras that a child can learn from the womb. At the same time, the lifestyle of a pregnant mother, what she has to eat, like what activities like she has to do, how husband has to support the pregnant mother, and so many activities that they should be doing during pregnancy. It's all covered in that. And also, I would be talking about the pregnancy part, like what nutrition they can take, do's and don'ts, or activities, anything like that about pregnancy.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, now I'm interested.
Got
Okay,
it.
now the thing is that I listened to your explanation and
Yeah.
then I got interested. Now, how can you attract an interest, or how can you generate interest in just about a line and a short description is what I'm asking. Because let us say, see, you may promote it to people who know you, that is fine. I'm
Okay.
talking about, I go through podcasts and I say that, okay, this title sounds interesting, let me check it out.
Got it.
So you need to catch that. So you need to come up with one line or a topic or a heading
Hmm.
that if somebody who's, I mean, see, this is one of the most important topics, and especially first time mothers, they are looking for all kinds of support
Yes.
because the first time experience, right?
Yes.
So, and there is a lot out there. So
Yeah.
how can you stand out and talk about the Indian ancient ways in which the ancient
Happened.
methods
Hmm.
which have been followed by whatever. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, I'm understanding.
So work on that.
Hmm.
All right, same. Shweta, business growth is extremely generic. I type business growth, I will get at least a million links at least 1,000 podcasts on this. So you need to drill it down to somebody. See, if I'm a podcaster, okay, I've started podcasting, and in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, how can I grow my podcast? Now, if I say, how can you grow your podcast? I'll be interested. Okay, how can you monetize, or how can you monetize your podcast? That's also business growth, right? So if I'm similarly, you need to go much niche. Emotional well-being for adults in 30 plus. Okay, all right. That's also a little generic, Vidya. You can what do you mean by emotional well-being? You can drill down and come to something that really catches their eyes. Okay, optimal efficiency. Very generic, Sangeeta. What is optimal efficiency? For whom? Why do I mean, I'm very efficient at time management. I'm very bad at something else. Okay, so optimal efficiency for business growth, brand and positioning of business for scalability. What kind of business? So, Blair always gives an example of somebody who was doing something similar about business growth, and he was based in Australia. Okay, and he started promoting this, and he was into salons. And he was promoting, and he was not getting much success. So they did a workshop, and what they changed was that they said, I'm looking for salon owners who are 2 years into the business and are between the turnover and at a turnover of, let's say, 10,000 US dollars and wanting to scale up. And he was flooded with requests. So that hits home. Okay, that's what SIDS also always says, go niche, go niche. Around pregnancy care, success blueprint for students. What students? Upper KG, lower KG, mid school, high school. Choose one. Okay? Don't say for students. Start with that, and then you can expand. It's a very popular topic. I'm just reading the comments. It's already sounding like a podcast. Very popular would be mothers. Okay, grief coaching. That's a very good one. I did one podcast on grief, 2 episodes actually. Career hacks for renewable energy professional. Yes, this is specific. You will get all the renewable energy professional. Now your next job is to figure out where they exist, what are the kind of content they consume, where can you get them, and then you put it there. You'll get time management for busy women. Okay, leadership growth for professionals. What kind of professionals? Okay, so I'm just putting questions to you so that you can think on those lines. Okay, so the leadership, when it comes to leadership, half of the people, if you're talking about professionals, half of the people feel that it is the company's responsibility to give them leadership skills through courses and stuff like that. So you need to maybe pivot it into something else. Stutter and stammer freedom to achieve fluency. Now, when you say stutter and stammer freedom, are you talking about people only who have a medical disability with respect to stuttering and stammering, or is it for people who are not confident? See, there are two different things. One is a medical issue, and another is a confidence issue. So you need to be clear about that. Confident storytelling podcast. Okay. Confident storytelling for what? Confident storytelling in a corporate setup, confident storytelling as an author, confident storytelling to kids, to adults. That's what I'm saying? Emotional well-being for mothers and children. Now, when it comes to emotional well-being, it again is very different. I just did a podcast. My latest episode was something called as midlife crisis. Okay. Now, women go through different kinds of emotional distress at different stages in their lives. Same with children. Now, if there's something called as postpartum depression. Okay, the women have something which I will be doing a podcast on. It's called menopause. It's a extremely emotionally distressing time. So the requirements are different, and the audience is very different. Okay, first time married, domestic abuse happening. So when you say mothers and children, what do you mean by that? Are you talking about small children, big children? Is it for them? You're talking about them together. So just think on those lines. All right. Convert your lifestyle into good lifestyle by building digital network. Amit, you need to be specific. What do you mean by lifestyle? Everybody has a lifestyle. I have a lifestyle, and I'm pretty happy with it. Okay. Um, and what change in my lifestyle would happen if I build? Why should I build a digital network? Okay, so uh, what I'm only giving you questions for you to think. Okay, convert your lifestyle into good. It's very ambiguous, Amit. Very very ambiguous. Okay. How many episodes should we change it? It's completely up to you, Aparna. You can decide on 6, 8, 12, completely up to you, depending on your topic and depending on how you want to approach your topic. Got that? Any questions till now? Yes or no? If you have questions, all good so far. All right. Anybody else? No question. No. Confused a bit about positioning now. What was with it? It's okay. Don't worry. If you're confused, it's a good place to be, because confusion, when you dwell on it and you work on it, you'll get clarity. If you are very confident, but if the positioning is not right, it is said that what is worse than going in the wrong direction? What is worse than going in the wrong direction? The only thing worse than going in the wrong direction is going in the wrong direction with a lot of enthusiasm. You understand what I'm saying? So, just get that clarity. Okay. Okay, let's move ahead. Let's talk about choosing your format. So, this is one that I mentioned. Your format should complement your podcast and feel sustainable. What do I mean by that? So, are you somebody who love connecting with guests, or do you think that you would do best when you go solo? All right. So, if you have a co-host, if there are two people, it is fine. Now, and there is one podcast, it's one of the most listened podcasts, one of the top podcasts, where there are about 5 or 6 teenagers. They're just sitting and talking random stuff. It's that podcast. It's a long one. It's 30-40 minutes one. And they're just sitting and talking about general stuff. You did this, you did that, and stuff like that. Now, that is all right, because they are teenagers. They can decide, okay, we'll do it on a particular day. Now, if you are trying to have guests, if you are trying to have more than 2 or 3 people, coordination becomes a big challenge. Okay, and it has to be. Remember, when whatever you plan for your podcast, think at least 50 episodes. Okay, can you sustain that for 50 episodes? If you're going to have a guest, are you doing it only for one season, or are you going to have a guest across? A lot of podcasters have these guests coming in. Yes, 1 second. Because it becomes very easy for the conversation to have. It does not become boring listening only to you, and you don't need too much of preparation as well. Okay. Mine, 1 minute. Seema, my niche is to strengthen mother-kid bond through power of interior design. Sounds very interesting. Okay, so your audience must be interior designers, right? Cool. That is what I am understanding from this. Or are you talking about any mother and child can bond by working together and doing some interior design on their own to their homes without being a qualified interior designer? Okay, young mothers through. Okay, Anyway, we'll discuss further. Okay, now what are the normal common podcast format? These are all these formats. Okay, one is interview podcast, which is very, very popular. You just have to line up a set of people and you can keep interviewing them. They will do most of the talking. But I would suggest that if you want to establish authority in your niche and you want to connect with your people, start your at least your do your first season uh, on your own. Okay, let people connect with you, and then you can expand, have guests, and do a lot of stuff. Co-hosted podcast. You understand what is co-hosted podcast? Scripted non-fiction, and that is what I am doing. Scripted non-fiction. Mine is not fiction. There are beautiful fiction podcasts as well. It requires a lot more work because it requires a lot of sound editing and things like that. Because it's not just talking. There are some sound effects also that come into it. All right. News recap. There is one, I think the Daily in the US. They earn about $35 million every month because they're a news company and they have a news podcast. Educational podcast. It can be topical. Okay, I have somebody who wants to teach English grammar. She's working with me to create a podcast, English grammar. So again, it becomes very, very topical. So if you hire an educationalist, you can do that. All right. Next, decide the episode length. This is also very, very important. All right. Uh, Less than 10 minutes, it's very difficult to engage with people because if you have at least 3, 4, 5 points, there are certain things that you need to convey. 10 to 20 minutes is the uh, very common, like especially like mine is about, I try to keep it under 20 minutes because I'm speaking solo. Now, if it's an interview format, then 20 to 40 minutes would be ideal. So then you can have good interaction. You don't have to worry too much about script. Now, if you're doing anything less than 20 minutes, you need to have a script. And if you're doing it on your own, you need to have a script so that you convey all your points properly. All right, 40 to 60 minutes becomes a little long unless it is like a podcast that I had mentioned about that 5 teenagers coming together and just ranting. Okay, that's also a podcast people like to listen. So this is you. So you need to decide on how much should the episode length be. There is no particular ideal answer to this. It depends on your topic, your ability to keep the audience engaged. All right. And this is another one. Decide a publishing schedule. So it can be all these is possible. 0 to 2 days is it's like you're churning on a daily basis. Doesn't work. 3 to 7 days. So mine right now I've kept it once in a week. Okay, I publish it every Thursday. I've missed one Thursday because I was not well. But otherwise, this is pretty fine. Anything more than 30 days, people will lose that connection. So you decide, every week or every once in 2 weeks. Okay, now comes the equipment. Now, we keep saying that you can record podcast at home, right? So basically, you need a microphone, you need a laptop, you need a recording software and editing software. Most of the time, you want to see the previous slide. This one? Manchal? Let me know once you're done so that I can move forward. All right? It is...
Sorry, just one sec. I was having some tech trouble.
Yeah, no issues.
I'm just taking a screenshot. So
Sure.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you. So these are the equipment, softwares and microphone. That's all you require. Okay. I'll talk about each of these now. Now, when it comes to podcasting microphone, there are 2 types of microphone. I'm not getting into the technical aspects of it. Okay, so basically there's something called a dynamic microphone and there's a condenser microphone. Now, dynamic microphones is ideal for podcasting. So they I'll show you pictures. Okay, but there are condenser mics also. Now, if you see in studios, you will find one round thing in front of the mic. Okay, to prevent the blow-ins into the mic, so the quality of the recording is much better. The right now what I'm using is a condenser mic. All right. Um, but dynamic microphones are very good. Dynamic microphones range from the ones that singers use, the single one that is normally not used for podcasting. There's a different kind of dynamic mic that is used for podcasting. Okay, so all these, so they look like this, the dynamic mics. Shure is a very, very good brand. Now, when you're starting your podcasting, don't invest too much into equipment. Now, these mics are anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 bucks. Okay. Um, but what I'm trying to tell you is that you don't really, when you're starting off, you don't really need to invest too much into equipment. Now, these are condenser mics. First is a Sennheiser. Blue Yeti is something that you will see in a lot of places. Now, in these, another thing that you need to know is that dynamic mic is meant for one person. It is not meant for two people. Okay. Now, if you see the second mic, which is Blue Yeti, third one AKG, that's what I'm using now. Okay. Uh, Now, these mics can have different settings. So it has two, it's a two-way mic. It can be a two-way mic. It can be a surround
पूरा
mic.
अंधेरा करके
Hello?
और
Are you talking to me? Okay, I guess not. All right, so you can set it. So there are when I can set my mic to a two-way mic, so that once somebody sitting next to, if you are doing an interview mic and you are doing it in person, you don't need two mics. You just need one mic. You just set it so that it takes sound from both directions. So there is unidirectional, there is bidirectional, then there is cardioid. So I'm not going into the technicalities of it, but just understand that condenser mic have the ability to have multiple people talking. Now, if there is another setting which will absorb all the sound around, which is very good for an orchestra and things like that, if your instruments also involved in it, so it will absorb all the sound. Now, if you see the first, second, third, fourth mic, okay, this is called Boya condenser mic. It's an excellent mic, and it's I think about 700 bucks. Okay, for a long time I used to use this mic. So you can just, if you're just starting, is fee fine? Vidya, I didn't understand your question. You can type it. I will answer that. So, if you're starting off trying to be a podcaster and things like that, just pick up this Boya condenser mic. It's got a long cable, very long cable. So even if you're making your videos, you can just clip it here and you can keep it far, keep your phone or anything far away, and you can record stuff. All right. So AKG is around 10 grand. Blue Yeti is also around 10 grand. We find brand condenser mic okay for podcasting. I mean, there are too many. I don't know about this particular brand. I'm sure it is fine. Just go through the reviews. Blue Yeti is something that is universally I've seen. If you watch any YouTube videos where there is interview and all, you'll find a lot of Blue Yetis. Okay, and even AKG. These are all fine. All these are good mics. Brand condenser mic, okay. Yeah, I'm sure it is fine. Rode is very good. Rode is a very good mic that I know. Okay, Rode is a very good mic. So all I'm saying is that if you are starting, don't invest. But you are digital coaches, so you would have invested in a mic. So you would already have a mic. Just use the same mic. You don't need a separate mic for podcasting. Okay. Now, then you don't even have to think more. So he would have done 10 times the research that I've done by since. Okay. Do you understand what is the difference between a USB and XLR mic? Okay. All right. Okay. Now, there are two types of, so this is important when you're picking a mic, whether it is a condenser mic or whether it is a dynamic mic. Okay. So what is a USB mic? It is ideal to start with. All right. So the ones that I showed you, 1 minute. So the second and third and even the last one, you see, these are all USB mics. That means you can keep the mic and there is a one connection that goes into the mic, and the other one is a USB connect and it goes straight into your laptop. You don't need anything else in between. Okay. Now, if you are going for that Boya condenser mic, then it is that chotu jack that has to, your laptop should have that. That's all. Some of the laptop these days don't have it. I think they all do USB. So USB mic, you just it's plug and play. You just pick the mic, you connect it, and you're good to go. Now XLR mic are with respect to quality, it is much better. It is more expensive also, but the issue with that is that it requires something called an audio interface. Okay, it requires a phantom power. It is more complex to set up. I'll show you a setup. It's more of a professional setup. Okay, a lot of people use XLR mics, so I'll show you a picture. You'll understand. So it comes like this. Rode, you were talking about Rode, right, Sweta? So this is a USB mic. It starts from here and goes straight away into the laptop. But whereas when it is an XLR mic, whether it is a condenser mic or dynamic mic, it will have a jack that goes into the audio interface. Okay, and from the audio interface, it goes into the laptop. Okay, you can listen to your own voice through headphones and stuff like that. So this is slightly complex to set up. I use a XLR mic when I was shooting my digital courses and stuff like that. I use something called the Evo 4 as the audio interface. It has built-in phantom power and things like that. So these mics, XLR mics, don't have power. So they need an additional power source. Okay. So if you are starting, just go in for a USB mic. Just make sure that you are not picking up a condenser mic. That's all. Got that? Any question regarding this? Okay. Anybody else? Nothing, right? So remember, USB mic and condenser mic, whichever, just go with your budget. Recording and editing software, the simplest and the best one, whether it is for Windows or as this Audacity. Okay, if you're using a Mac, they have something called a GarageBand. Both these are free. You can download Audacity on your laptop, and so you need to learn about Audacity. But the good thing about Audacity is that there are thousands of videos and beautifully explained videos. Okay, I didn't go through a course on Audacity. I just downloaded Audacity, and when I didn't know, but you can use it. Aparna, let us say, what is your challenge? I'll give you an immediate solution. Why are you not able to use it? You can speak. I think that'll be better. Aparna.
Am I
Okay.
audible?
Yes, now you're audible.
Right. Actually, the thing is that I downloaded it and I found it so confusing. So many buttons and so many things are there. So I was like, what to do now? And
I
I
know,
did
I
not
know.
use it.
No, 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 no. You see, the simplest thing is uh, just go to Google, or you can go to YouTube and just type Audacity basics.
Basics. Okay. I even
Just
watched a
Uh,
video also on YouTube, but even
one
that
second.
Mhm.
also it was so
Uma,
long.
Aparna, Nina here.
Yeah. Yes, Nina.
Yeah, sorry, Vimal, to this. There is
please,
a
please go
video
ahead.
on Audacity in the Freedom Meetup call.
Okay. Freedom Meetup call.
Yeah,
Okay.
there in the Freedom Meetup call, there's somebody who's shown you how to do complete Audacity. So, in case you have any issues with that, you can go through that.
Sure. Thank you so much, Nina.
All the best.
Yeah,
So, Vimal,
Thank.
fantastic.
Yeah.
No, so don't try to master Audacity. There's a lot of things I have no clue about Audacity even now. Okay, when I do something, if I'm not able, if I don't know, okay, how to, I last week I didn't know what to do. I said, how do I split the track? I did not get any buttons. I just went to Google. I went on Google and said, how do I split track on Audacity? And there was a 3 minute video telling you exactly what needs to be done, and it was done. Okay, so don't. Yes, it looks very complex, but don't get worried because of that. All right.
Sure.
And
Thank
plus, a lot of podcasting sites have their built-in ability where you can record there itself and edit. But I find Audacity the best.
I actually
Okay.
have downloaded. First, it was I think Anchor. The name was Anchor, but now it's Podcast or something. They have changed the name.
And Anchor.fm.
Yeah.
Now it has become Spotify for podcasters.
Right. So I downloaded that and I was doing it with that. So even
Mm.
that also I found like I found it very while editing. There were so many options were there for splitting, tracking, and it makes it cuts into parts. And then
Mm.
later on to add that it was like, but still somehow I managed to do it. So
Okay.
now I'll try with Audacity. Let's see how it goes for me.
Yeah. 1 minute, Anand. So Audacity, you just play around. That. I mean, and Nina, I told you the best way to find it. There's already a resource that is available where which you can go and see, and within your community itself. Okay. All right. So, how do you kickstart your podcast? Identify a topic of your choice, decide the duration, write down the script, record, edit, and publish. Okay, that's all that is required to get on with your podcast. Okay, so how many of you would like to do a small exercise to get started with podcasting? Oh, fantastic. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you into breakout rooms for about uh, 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, and the things that you need to do is this: you need to identify a topic of your choice. The whole idea is like, when you were sharing about your topics and your niche, I had a lot of questions because in my mind, what was that? Uh, Making lifestyle a good lifestyle through digital coaching or digital products. So, in my mind, when I'm offering that, I'm very clear about what I'm offering. But when somebody else hears it, like when I read it, I was confused. I still am. Lifestyle becoming good lifestyle. What are the lifestyle? What are the good lifestyle? How do I'm what kind of questions are coming up? So, what I would like you to do is that whatever topic you have, discuss with your partner. I'll put you in three groups of three. Just take about 3 to 3 minutes each. Okay? Or I will put it in two. Let me see. Breakout rooms. Create. I'll put 10 breakout rooms. Okay, assign automatic. Okay, did you get the idea? Okay, are you ready? Are you ready? Is everyone ready for this? Okay, fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you just two each. Okay, so that you have some time to discuss. Three people means the time you may not have. 1 to 2 participants per room. Okay. Okay, I'll see you in about 7 minutes. Okay, please spend that time. I didn't talk about your topic. One person will talk, okay, this is my topic and this is what I'm planning to do, and take feedback from the other person, whether it is good, bad, what can be done. All right. So see you in about 7 minutes. Let me see. Okay. I'm just seeing if everybody is there. Okay, 1 minute. Okay. Now there are two people in all the rooms.
सॉरी हाँ सो आपने पॉडकास्ट शुरू कर दिया है या अभी करने वाले हैं?
नहीं नहीं, मैंने पॉडकास्ट पॉडकास्ट नहीं शुरू किया है, सिर्फ मैं यूट्यूब की चैनल ही है मेरी।
अच्छा, तो ये आज का जो ये सुन के तो लगता है कि हाँ बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत इजी है और करना है और मुझे भी करना है। मतलब आई वाज क्वाइट enthusiastic after listening to this talk that well actually as they were mentioning it is always easier to do something without a video और स्क्रिप्ट है और उसको पढ़ के हम पॉडकास्ट कर सकते हैं, तो वो फर्स्ट स्टेप बहुत अच्छा रहता है। मेरे को थोड़ा सा बेसिक
हम्म।
क्वेश्चन है। I'm not sure if you can answer that or not, but maybe you can because you are already a digital network builder. ये
या
जो प्लेटफॉर्म्स होते हैं पॉडकास्ट के, मतलब वो रिकॉर्डिंग अपलोड करनी होती है वो प्लेटफॉर्म पे, मतलब अलग से रिकॉर्डिंग कर लें और उसको वो प्लेटफॉर्म पे अपलोड करें, या एक अलग पॉडकास्ट का ही प्लेटफॉर्म होता है और उसी पे रिकॉर्डिंग करनी रहती है? तो वो दोनों में मेरे को थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन होता है।
नहीं, उन्होंने जैसे बताया ना अभी कि आपको एक जगह ही रिकॉर्डिंग डालनी होती है, तो आरएसएस फीड जो होती है ना, वो आरएसएस फीड से वो हर जगह पिकअप हो जाती है अलग अलग प्लेटफॉर्म के ऊपर। लाइक सिद्धार्थ जी है, तो सिद्धार्थ जी अभी कहाँ कर, ये अपनी जो वेबसाइट है उनकी siddharthdarshekar.com, तो वहाँ ही वो अपलोड करते हैं। बट जैसे ही वहाँ अपलोड करते हैं तो आरएसएस फीड थ्रू सभी चैनल्स या सभी मीडियम जो भी है वहाँ अपलोड हो जाएंगे अपने आप।
हाँ, तो वो एक सेकेंड पार्ट, उसके पहले का ही क्वेश्चन है मेरा कि ऐसा साइट्स हैं क्या, पॉडकास्ट की कोई साइट्स हैं जहाँ पे कि डायरेक्टली पॉडकास्ट साइट पे ही रिकॉर्डिंग करें और वहीं से पब्लिश करें? मतलब अभी क्या हो रहा है, अभी जो बताया है मेरे ख्याल से वो अलग से रिकॉर्डिंग करनी है अपने को अपने कंप्यूटर में से,
हाँ।
और फिर वो उसको अपलोड करना है पॉडकास्ट साइट पे। तो मैं पूछ रही थी कि डायरेक्टली होता है क्या?
ना, डायरेक्टली नहीं होता है।
अच्छा, डायरेक्टली नहीं होता है। ओके ओके। हाँ हाँ,
डायरेक्टली
फिर तो
होता
मेरे
है
मेरे
एक।
नॉलेज में इतना ही है कि डायरेक्टली नहीं होता है। आपको फर्स्ट यू हैव टू रिकॉर्ड इन योर लैपटॉप और इन योर मोबाइल, एंड देन आफ्टर यू गो अहेड विथ अपलोडिंग।
अच्छा। अरे वी हैव संगीता ऑल्सो विद अस,
या
3 of
हाय।
us are there. I thought only 2 of
या
us are there. Hey, Sangeeta.
Hi. So,
हाय संगीता।
Amit. Hi, Susmita. So, I also know one site where you can directly record करके वहीं पे आप अपलोड कर सकते हो। वो हब स्टॉपर या हब स्लाइडर कुछ है, मेरे को अब तक उसका आता है। एक्चुअली मैं तो एंकर पे करती हूँ। एंकर पे करती हूँ मतलब क्या, यूट्यूब पे मेरा जो वीडियो अपलोड होता है उसी को ही मैं एंकर पे अपलोड कर लेती हूँ, बस दैट इज़ व्हाट। सो मैं बहुत मतलब अभी तो मेरा प्रैक्टिस सेशन टाइप का ही हो गया है। 400 एपिसोड हो गया है, बट अगेन प्रैक्टिस तो उतना ही करना पड़ता है जब आप शुरू से कर रहे होते हो। सो दैट इज़ व्हाट।
So
हाय।
400 एपिसोड्स आपके पॉडकास्ट के हो गए हैं क्या?
हाँ, वो जो कि यूट्यूब से मैं उसको डायरेक्टली ट्रांसपोर्ट कर देती हूँ एंकर पे, तो इसीलिए वो यूट्यूब वीडियो ही अपलोड हो जाता है एज पॉडकास्ट।
अच्छा, तो उसको ऑडियो में कन्वर्ट करते हैं कि वो वीडियो फॉर्म में
हाँ,
ही
वो
रहता है?
दो चॉइसेस अभी देते हैं एंकर, वीडियो ऑडियो जो भी आप चॉइस कर लो, जो भी।
अच्छा अच्छा। तो ये
ओके।
एंकर, ये क्या सॉफ्टवेयर है? इसको डाउनलोड करना पड़ता है?
हाँ, एंकर पे तो सीट्स वही सिखाता है ना, एंकर पे जाके आपको करना है करके, एंकर पे अपलोड हो जाता है करके। पहले तो ये यूट्यूब वो करता है, वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करता है, उसके बाद एंकर पे उसको क्या बोलते हैं उसको, अपलोड कर लेना होता है। तो मैं एंकर पे जाती हूँ, anchor.fm, जब आप क्लिक कीजिएगा तो वहाँ पे अपलोड ए वीडियो लिखता है, अपलोड योर रिकॉर्डिंग लिखता है। अगर आप अपलोड कर लेंगे, ऑलरेडी रिकॉर्डेड है, तो आप उस पर हो जाता है। ये मेरा प्रोसेस है। बट जो हब स्टॉपर या जो जो भी है, मैं आपको बाद में बता दूंगी। वो जो है उसमें एक्चुअली आपका डायरेक्ट रिकॉर्डिंग एंड डायरेक्ट कन्वर्जन हो जाता है, तो कोई प्रॉब्लम तो मुझे दिखा नहीं अभी तक, जो मेरा प्रोसेस है अभी तक। यस।
ओके। सो मैंने अभी
यस
तक
सुष्मिता जी।
सो हाँ, अमित जी आप बोल रहे थे कुछ?
सुष्मिता जी, व्हाट अबाउट योर टॉपिक? आपका टॉपिक क्या है?
सो मेरा टॉपिक है नर्सिस ट्रेनिंग, नर्सिस को एम्पावर करना, नर्सिंग स्टाफ को। मैं डॉक्टर हूँ, तो पहले मैंने दूसरा टॉपिक ढूंढा था, फिर ऐसा लगा कि नहीं, पहले मेडिकल रिलेटेड से ही करना चाहिए, बिकॉज वो आई एम वेरी वेल वर्स्ड एंड काफी उसमें नॉलेज है, और मतलब उसमें मेरे को बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी इन टर्म्स ऑफ द करिकुलम डिजाइन। अभी
ओके।
प्रॉब्लम है कि ना टाइम थोड़ा सा कम मिल रहा है, तो मेरा करिकुलम डिजाइन नहीं है, दिमाग में सब कुछ है लेकिन वो है ना, डिजाइन नहीं हो पाया है, तो मैं अभी वो शुरू भी नहीं कर पाई हूँ। बट मुझे करना तो है बहुत ही, बिकॉज अपने इधर का मेडिकल प्रोफेशन इज वन पार्ट, लेकिन मेडिकल प्रोफेशन को सबसे ज्यादा सपोर्ट और सबसे ज्यादा कमिटमेंट नर्सिस की तरफ से लगता है, और वहां पे अगर डेफिशिएंसी होती है तो नर्सिंग तो पूरा मेडिकल प्रोफेशन को असर पड़ता है और पेशेंट्स को असर पड़ता है। अल्टीमेटली पेशेंट्स आर द वन हु सफर इन द एंड, अगर कोई भी डेफिशिएंसी
ओके।
कहीं हुई तो। मतलब अगर सिर्फ डॉक्टर्स के लिए ही करते रहे तो नर्सेज रह जाती हैं, और काफी सारी नर्सेज को तो समझ में भी नहीं आता है आजकल के जो नर्सिंग स्टाफ का है इशू। उन लोगों को स्पेशली हिंदी इंग्लिश और ये सब में, सब कुछ इंग्लिश में पहले, मोस्ट ऑफ द नर्सेज अर्लियर वर फ्रॉम साउथ ऑफ इंडिया एंड दे वर वेरी वेरी
हम्म।
कंफर्टेबल इंग्लिश। अभी नर्सिंग स्टाफ बहुत सारे रीजन से आ जाते हैं, तो रीजनल लैंग्वेजेस और स्पेशली हिंदी एंड ऑल में कॉन्वर्जेशन भी नहीं होता है, टीचिंग भी नहीं होता है, उनको कोई सिखाता भी नहीं है, बिकॉज हम लोगों को भी तो इंग्लिश ही तो हमारी लैंग्वेज भी है, मतलब एज अ डॉक्टर टीचिंग अ नर्स प्रैक्टिकल एस्पेक्ट वो भी इंग्लिश में ही होता है, तो बहुत सारी नर्सेज नहीं समझ पाती हैं कि क्या हो रहा है क्या नहीं। सो दिस इज वेयर वर्किंग एट, मतलब वर्किंग मतलब एक्चुअली करिकुलम नहीं डिजाइन किया है, देयर आर लॉट ऑफ इश्यूज। एक तो वो हिंदी में स्लाइड्स कैसे बनाऊं, वो इश्यूज है। बोलने में तो ठीक है, चलो बोल लेते हैं, हिंदी में बोल सकते हैं। पॉडकास्ट बनाना इजी है, अभी आज का सुन के तो लग रहा था कि हाँ बहुत इजी है, तो इसमें मुझे करना है, मतलब आई हैव टू लिटरली गिव अप एवरीथिंग एल्स एंड देन डू दिस, देन ओनली हो पाएगा, नहीं तो हो नहीं पा रहा है।
नहीं, it's very easy. You have started your YouTube channel or not yet?
यूट्यूब चैनल है लेकिन नहीं, अभी इसके लिए स्पेसिफिकली नहीं शुरू किया, इसके लिए अलग से उसका नाम रख के वो यूट्यूब चैनल शुरू करना पड़ेगा, है ना।
Oh, okay. And your feedback towards my topic, as I mentioned you?
यार टॉपिक ये तो आप बहुत ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है आजकल के इसमें, जो आप सिखा रहे हैं लोगों को, इट इज लाइक whatever said and done, we are all very lost when it comes to a new field, and this digital field is a new field for us. So आप सिखा रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
And Sangeeta ji, what about your topic?
So my topic is optimal efficiency for mid career professionals. वो बात ये है कि वो लोग ना कोई एक तो एफिशिएंसी परफॉर्मेंस इश्यूज सबको होते हैं, एंड देन इट बिकम्स लाइक क्रिबिंग एंड कंप्लेनिंग। वो जो कंप्लेन करते हैं ना कि बॉस अच्छा नहीं है, इसने मुझे क्या बोल दिया। सो ओवरकमिंग ऑल दैट विथ योर ऑप्टिमल एफिशिएंसी, 100% आपको परफेक्ट नहीं, परफेक्शनिज्म की तरफ नहीं जाना है। आपको जितना अभी आता है उसके अनुसार आप बेस्ट कर लो एंड देन प्रोड्यूस कर लो। देन समबडी एल्स हु हैज़ अ बेटर नॉलेज, मे बी योर बॉस, कैन गिव सम ओपिनियन, देन वही तो लर्निंग होता है ना, उसी तरह से लर्निंग होगी। सो फॉर द टाइम बीइंग वट एवर यू नो, डू इट एंड गो। सो दैट इज़ वट माई टॉपिक। यस,
Okay.
सो फीडबैक बता दें। यस
नहीं, अच्छा है, टॉपिक अच्छा है।
जी,
जस्ट यू हैव टू आपको थोड़ा ज्यादा अभी इसके ऊपर काम करना पड़ेगा, थोड़ी क्लैरिटी मुझे अभी भी नहीं आ रही है
यस
आपने जो बताया उसके ऊपर।
यस यस, श्योर श्योर। बहुत सारे लोग, अभी मैंने शुरू किया है तो मैं सोच रही हूँ कि बहुत सारे लोगों को बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस होंगे। यस, मैंने बोला भी था किसी को कि 9 to 5 जॉब क्या आपका 9 to 9 हो जा रहा है, तो उसने बोला कि डू यू एडवाइज यू इट टू बी 9 to 9। मैंने बोला कि वैसा तो नहीं बोला है। यस, आई हैव टू बी मोर स्पेसिफिक। यस, या थैंक यू फॉर
Yes. So within 10 seconds, this room
या
close, and thank you very much, Sangeeta ji and Sushmita ji.
थैंक
Nice
यू
to talk with you.
या थैंक यू।
3 people, only 10. Where did
Huh?
They're all coming in now.
now
Yeah.
Hello.
you've been elusive. Now you are found only on TTT platform, I think. टीना जी को मिलने के लिए वहां जाना पड़ेगा।
Next level.
Good to see you back.
I'm always there at the background, you never feel, I'm always there in all the calls.
Achha, I thought maybe you were like into maybe launching some other 2-3 companies, busy
The
somewhere.
whole idea here is to grow you all, right? So now we have the seniors, our leaders, senior leaders who are teaching you all the next level.
Yeah,
So
thanks to this session,
we have more of broad members.
Nice,
That's the whole idea.
Yeah, I mean, till date, I didn't know, Mr. Bimal Raj is also part of our community. Thanks to this session, we know it. Thanks.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. So how many of you had
Recording in progress.
So how many of you had a really awesome partner for discussion? Fantastic. And how many of you heard some really interesting topics? How many of you are inspired by what your partner shared? What happens is that when you hear somebody talking passionately about a particular topic, you also get inspired. You say, man, I also want to do it types. Yes. So anybody wants to share something that you learned or observed during this interaction in the breakout room? Yes, Shweta, go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you so much. So despite me watching Haritosh was there with me in the breakout room. So I knew about his niche, I knew about his work, but I didn't know that he's also recording a podcast. I had no clue about it. And that too, not like one or two. I mean, 50 episodes.
Fantastic.
So, and
I can learn from you. Yeah.
we could correlate that because I'm into branding and he's into storytelling. So we were discussing how brand storytelling is also part of what I coach about. And we quickly organized and we decided that we're gonna go and do a podcast episode together. So, sometimes, some people who are like very obvious in front of your eyes, but still I've missed that big part that this is what also he does. So, and we just brainstormed on a few things and it was nice. It was good to know.
Fantastic. Great. Everybody, give a round of applause to Shweta for sharing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyone else who would like to share?
Can I?
Yes, please. Go ahead. Vidya.
Yeah, I connected with Deepak on in the breakout room, and it was like his topic was grief. Grief, something to do with grief, loss of a loved one, and
Sure.
I could connect immediately. I could see how it connected with me and people around me who struggled with dealing with grief. So it was an instant thing. I said this is the topic to go. It could, I mean, there was an instant connection. So, and also he helped me I need to get more clarity on how to put forth my topic. So we're going to connect further and brainstorm and come up with something. So that way, definitely I see, we can work together on common parts. The topics are aligned.
Okay, fantastic. Everybody give a round of applause to Vidya. Thank you. Thank you so much. And it's so true when you're talking about grief, because one of the things that I've realized is that like I said, I had shared one episode on grief, and that is one of the most listened episodes. Okay, I don't promote my podcast too much. It's purely organic. I just share it on my WhatsApp group and things like that. My book is coming out in August. So when I was talking to the publisher regarding that, that's when he suggested, why don't you start a podcast? And that's how my whole podcasting journey started. But yes, grief is definitely an important topic that needs to be discussed, and we don't really discuss it much. Okay. Anyone else? Last one share. Anyone else would like to share?
Yeah,
Yes.
if no one is going, then
Ankush.
I'll talk about the other side of what I had conversation with Coach Shweta.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, Coach Shweta is so passionate about brand building, and what I really love, because that's where I said, oh, we have to do one episode together. It's not the surface level talk. And what you said earlier is that when you talk to coaches who are passionate about that, within 2 to 4 minutes, you can find out that that person is really something you're looking forward to collaborate and communicate. Getting into the mindset and getting into the nuances. And this is what I love about this platform, where you get to talk to so many coaches. So whether it's podcasting, whether it's YouTube, when you get to collaborate, I think that the energy really multiplies. So loved having the conversation with Coach Sweta, and loved having collaboration with all of you. I think this is a great platform for us to come every week and learn from each other.
Absolutely. Everybody give a round of applause to Haritosh, please. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So how many of you are feeling more confident about starting your own podcast, especially the ones who don't have a podcast? How many of you are feeling more confident after this session? Yes. And how many of you are, now the question is different. How many of you are committed to starting your podcast? Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I'm a coach, okay? I have this key of holding you accountable. Committed, fine, fantastic. So I want everybody to give me a date by when your podcast would be live. Give me a date. just and Nina would take note of it. I need a date, because till the time you don't commit, that action is not going to happen. And once you commit, you see how the things change. The universe comes together. You have a date. You'll start working backwards. Everything 1st July, first June 23. I think it is slightly late, Shweta. As you already started, unless
Instead of July, I wrote June.
okay. Next season starting 3rd July with weekly podcast. 15 July, fantastic. Next Sunday, fantastic. Coming Wednesday. All right, so Nina, you got all that. Shilpa, you have a question?
Yes, I do.
Vimal,
Please.
It's about the content actually, because
Shilpa, one
yeah,
second. Here, sorry.
yeah, sure.
Sorry. I'm just making a post. I would like all of you all to put your dates on that so that we can hold you accountable in the right
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
way. I'm making a post. I'll just put the link. Go ahead, Shilpa. All yours.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So I had a question about the content, because we all
Yeah.
are coaches. How to really, what all information should go out, so that it looks valuable and still people feel that they need to come inside the course. Like,
See,
just I don't have a podcast yet, so.
So what is your date, Shilpa?
1st July.
1st of July. Okay.
Yeah.
So understand one thing, Shilpa, that and what is going to be your topic? Have you decided your topic?
Yeah, manifestor lifestyle. I'm absolutely passionate about the topic. It's from day to night manifestor, how he or she has to live. So I can go on and on about it, but then I need to understand what kind of content I should give and what I should withhold, and it should still look valuable.
Okay, Shilpa, one of the thing about podcasting is that one important aspect of podcasting is that it is personal. Okay, it is, yeah, you are talking about a topic. Okay, now one of the most listened episode of mine is on menstruation. Okay, we don't discuss about menstruation at all, and that is primarily addressed to men. Is it the heading is Dear Men? Let's talk about menstruation.
I get it. Yeah.
Now, there's a lot of things that you can talk about that topic, but I gave my perspective. I grew up in a household with 3 women, and I didn't know that something like this existed till I was close to 20 years of age. You understand what I'm saying? So when you are talking about podcasts, when you are sharing podcasts, they want to know you.
Shilpa, it's internal, you mean? Internal.
Yes.
The thought process and everything.
Okay, give me one topic about your manifest. Give me one topic.
Okay, manifesting love, let's say.
Manifesting love. Okay, when you talk about manifesting love, there'll be a lot of aspects of love. Now, okay, now did you manifest love? Second is, how did you manifest love? And what was it's like a story. It can be like a story. It'll make it even more interesting. Okay, I was looking for this and I was struggling with this, and this is where I did, and these are the things that I did, and that is when this happened. Okay, and along with that, you give data. Okay, in anything that you teach, there has to be 2 components. One is the personal development component. Second is technical development. Technical development is how do you if I want to manifest love, what are the things that I need to do? Okay, personal development is how you motivate that person to take action. You got what I'm saying? So combine these 2 and then you share it. You list down the topics. So the way I do it is that I do my research and I list down all the topics that I need to share, and then I go through it and I make it mine. I connect with that topic and I give my flavor to it. What has been my experience about it, and what have I seen, and if I have an opinion, then what is my opinion about it?
Yeah, I guess. Like that, so then there could be many, because every day we are thinking and evolving.
Yes.
So there could be many things that we can talk about, of course.
Yeah, so that is when your audience will connect with you at a much deeper level. So it is not just about the topic.
All right.
Got
Thank you.
it?
Valuable insight. Thank you so much.
Most welcome. Any other questions?
Yeah, Raj, I have a question here.
Yes, please.
So I'm just inquisitive about how to end your podcast and what specific call to actions can be there.
No, call to action. What are the one before that? Before call to action, what did you ask?
How do you end it when how you are closing it, right?
So it's as simple as it's actually quite simple. Now it depends on what is the goal of your podcast, what is the aim of your podcast. Okay. Now, if you want to increase your YouTube followers, your call to action could be, I have a YouTube channel as well. Don't try to sell anything on podcast. Podcast is purely for consumption. You can talk about a product that you have, but people come to it is like YouTube. People come to YouTube for consuming content. Its podcast is very, very similar. Okay, mine is very simple. I just say that I'm Commander so and so, and I'll be back with another awkward topic next week or pretty soon. So otherwise, if you want them to take a specific action at the end of the podcast, you can just say that you can check out my so and so. Okay, don't sell anything on podcast. You can get them to a different space to consume more content, and maybe there you can offer something that you have, or maybe you have some free giveaways from your website.
Examples could be you can connect to me on my website or join
Absolutely.
Join your YouTube channel or something like that.
Absolutely.
It has to be very, very as far as remote and indirect as possible.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, because see, selling on podcast doesn't make sense. He can't even see you, right?
Right.
So the trust level is very low, especially for people who are listening for the first time. So the aim is to go get them onto your. So they are currently in a different bucket. So the aim of podcast is to get them from that bucket into your bucket, into your audience. That is the main thing.
Right. Thank you. And means another question is how podcast can be used for creating brand or your brand in the market.
When you say brand, what do you mean by you brand as an expert in your topic?
Yes.
Yeah. So that is where you give value. You give value something. You can give value and give them one action to take. That they will see a difference immediately. What is your topic, or what's your brand you do?
So I'm an art of asking questions coach for trainers and coaches.
Art of
asking questions. I teach coaches and trainers how to ask empowering questions. That's it.
Fantastic. So that's a great space to be in. So you can give them a question. Okay, I want you to implement. Okay, this week I want you to, when you meet somebody or a particular, if they are in a particular setup, ask this question and be aware of what is the kind of response that you are getting. Okay, or you can give them two questions that they can ask and see what is the kind of difference in the response that will be very good. So they will immediately connect, oh man, this question is, he said this will happen, this question he said this will happen, and that is exactly what is happening. They will come back and see, oh, this guy knows what he's talking.
Sure.
Got it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. How to transcribe podcast like Sid does, there are softwares that converts audio into text. You can use that. That is the best way to do it. Okay. Avoid any place where they automatically convert from the website into transcript, because I've seen that though most of those softwares are for British or US accent. Okay, I don't know the name of the software, I forgot. So what I've seen is that in certain sites where anytime an Indian is speaking, anytime an Asian is speaking, it becomes jumbled, completely jumbled. Okay, otter.ai. You can try it out and see. Okay, don't leave it and say that okay, वो अपने आप करेगा types. Make sure that it is done the right way. Okay, so I think on 1 minute, let me just see anything that is left. Kickstart your podcast. You're a podcaster. I'm done. Okay, so I just want to say this is my podcast. It's called The Awkward Talks on Spotify. Check it out. I personally feel that every man should listen to the episode on menstruation, and every woman should make sure that every man she knows listens to it. Okay, when you listen to it, you will understand that. So that's about it. Now, there's one more thing that I wanted to share with you. I will show you my Spotify. Okay, so this is I'm a new podcaster compared to some of you over here. They're very experienced podcasters. So this is how it looks. This is the homepage this is podcasters. You can just type Spotify for podcasters. You will get this. So it gives a basic overview. Okay, and then if you go to analytics, it will show you exactly how many plays are happening on a daily basis and things like that. So these are the spikes are the times when I post I share that link with my friends and family and all on WhatsApp, and I share it on Facebook and LinkedIn and stuff. I share it on every social media that you're part of. So now here, if you see audience, so India, I have about 75%. I have somebody listening from a lot of. I don't know anybody in Nigeria. Okay, Mexico and all, I don't know. So somewhere it is getting some people are sharing it. So that's what happened. So podcasting is a long journey. Don't think that it's going to happen overnight. It takes time. Okay, because of my association with Blair and the BSTA, I do have friends in different parts, different countries, but even then they're less. So here you come to know male, what is the percentage, female, what's up. See here, this is a very important metric to know who is listening to my podcast, what are the age groups. So then I know what are their challenges, what should I be talking about. Doesn't mean that I ignore the rest, but a lot of my topics are for ages from 35 to 60. Okay, so all this you get from here, and there are a lot more episode rankings. See, I told you about grief, right? This both are at par now. So I did grief for 2 episodes. One is grief, and second is about how millennials grieve. They grieve very differently from how normally other people grieve, the 5 stages and all. Okay, so then there are episodes you come to know. So if you see, my length is anywhere between 10 to, there's only one grief that is about 20 minutes. Rest all is under 15 minutes. I've kept it like that. Okay. Then interact. You can ask questions. I just asked this. Are you going through a midlife crisis? Yes and no. Good. And I've seen this for the first time. So you can ask some questions over here. You can even put a poll. Yes, no, whatever you want. Okay. So that is one. Money not monetized yet. It will take a lot of time. It is not available also in this region through Spotify. Okay. So that is what I wanted to share with respect to podcasting and stuff. And you can see this is how you create a new episode. So there are 2 things. One is create an episode. There is a quick upload. So simple. You can create an episode from here. Now, the first option is where you can record and capture audio directly into Spotify. Okay. Second is, let us say, what I do is browse. I can pick up something that I've already made, let's say midlife crisis. So this is, I open this. this gets uploaded. Now there is something called as an intro and outro. Okay, now you can add music from here, but the only thing is that if you add music from this Spotify, you can only do it on Spotify. You can only share it on Spotify because you are using Spotify music. Then there is something like transitions. Transitions is basically it's a few seconds. So before anything starts, you have an intro music, right? Okay, I don't want to link Spotify. I open Spotify, that's why it's coming like that. 1 minute. So I can just select this, I can add this to the episode. So I have a common intro and outro. I add this to, and I just add over there. And then, I don't know if you can hear. Can you hear?
Greetings to all of you, wherever you're listening from. I am Commander Bimal Raj, a TEDx speaker, internationally certified trainer and...
Could you hear anything? I don't know if I shared the sound.
Yes.
You could, okay. So you heard the intro, right? So this is where everything comes together. So when it comes to, what do you say? Let me see, 1 minute. You have, just take 5 more minutes. What I want to do is, I want to share this. Okay, can you see Audacity?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay, so simple thing to do is I can just record. Okay, I'm now teaching about podcasting and stuff like that. And let us say you make some mistake. Oh, some mistake happened. Okay. The simple thing to do is that when you play it, if you see the top, you can increase it. So you can actually just select this much and cut or add or whatever. Okay, now if you want to add a music, okay, import audio. So you should have, see, all these are my topics. So let us say audio. Let's say I take this. Okay, that comes over here. Okay, now if you play, the music will be very overpowering.
Okay, I'm now, and let us say you make some mistake. Oh.
Okay, so what you do is that you select this, okay, and then you go to effect and go to amplify, and then you reduce this. Let us say I made it at 24. Okay, now you play.
And now, and let us
Can you see?
make some mistake. Oh, some mistake happened. Okay.
There is a background music that is happening while you are talking. Got that? Yes, no, maybe. Okay, so to put it simply, what I'm trying to tell you is that Audacity is very, very easy to do. Okay, all you need to do is just go on Google and ask your specific question and you will get. Make sure that you select the correct mic and your this one, and listen to your podcast. Once you record it, let's go through it and then just keep cutting. See, the good thing about this is that you can just completely record the whole thing, even if there are mistakes that happen in between, doesn't matter. You just keep talking. So a 10-minute podcast, you may end up recording for 20 minutes. Okay, you can have the script in front of you if you are using a script, and after that you listen, and wherever you feel that needs to be cut, like I showed you, just select and cut. Once everything is done, add the music, and what you can do is that you can create an introduction. I am Commander so and so. That is a common thing across all these things. So I have kept it as a separate file. So every time I am taking an episode, okay, I'll take 5 minutes. I'll show you how it is done. Okay, so let me remove this. Then let the music be there. I will import audio. Let us say midlife crisis. Okay, I'm taking midlife. I've kept it as 22 midlife crisis. Okay, I don't think you can see that. Okay, I'm adding audio of the episode that I recorded. All right. Then what I'm doing is I'm importing the intro that I've kept. Episodes. Okay. Now there are 3 files, right? So this is the music. Now I want to take it. I'd like to keep it in a sequence. So I move the track up. Okay. So now, this should have been. Okay. Can you see everyone? Can see. Just type can see. Okay, fine. Okay. So if you see there are 3 files over here. Now I'll just play it. It'll be a mix.
Wherever you're listening.
So there are different things happening. So all you need to do, you just hold it and drag it. I'll tell you exactly where the cutoff is. All right. Now if you play.
Greetings to all of you, wherever you're listening from. I am Commander Bimal Raj, a TEDx speaker, internationally certified trainer and coach, mindset mentor, and a team.
All right. Now, just make sure that the music is not too loud and it is not too low. So that you have to play around and see what is the right one. Now, once you have it, all you have to do is, let us say you select this. I'm telling you what I do. Okay. These are royalty-free music. You copy it, you paste it. Because the background music, you can't really make out when it starts and when it ends, especially when you're talking in on top of it. Okay, see, now the whole thing is done.
Irrationality and excessive spending, hypochondria and exaggerated health concerns.
So you can't make out where the music is playing again.
Traveling or investments that may not have been previously possible.
So you keep doing that. After that, you just go export it into one MP3 file and you are done. And I had showed you how to take that file into Spotify, right? Once you do it in Spotify, all you have to do is add the intro and the outro. Okay. One more thing that I wanted to show you was that I have what? Okay. Now you go to profile page. Now you see this thing. This is called the RSS feed. You copy the RSS feed and then you can see it is there on Apple Podcast, it is there on Pocket Cast, it is there on Radio Public. Now the best thing about Spotify is that it gives you multiple platforms where you can share. Okay. Let me see 1 minute. If you go here, let us say share. Copy, embed. 1 minute. So all you have to do is you go to, let's say, Apple Podcast or a Google Podcast, and there you will have an option. Once you create an account, you will have a provision where you can put the RSS feed. So this RSS feed that you have copied from here, you just put it over there and it will pick up everything. Now you can also transfer this whole thing into a different platform, like Podbean is there. In Podbean, once you put the RSS feed there, it will transfer the entire thing over there from here. Okay? And that becomes the main. So you have to see which platform you want to do. If you have Filmora or Movavi, we can use the same for recording and uploading. Yeah. Anything is good. Any recording software is good. You just need an MP3 file at the end of it of your podcast. Yeah, correct. All right, so I think that's about it. So if you have any questions, please let me know. from whatever we have covered till now? Any questions?
Can I ask?
Sure, please. Yes.
Okay. Just wanted to know. I don't know if you talked about it in the
Who is
beginning.
this?
I was a
Sorry,
little-
1 minute.
Manchal.
Yeah. Yeah, Manchal, tell me.
Yeah. So I just want to know, like, what are your thoughts about doing? I don't know if you covered it in the beginning. I was late. So on YouTube, to do podcasts on YouTube, like you're doing it on Spotify and sharing it.
You can.
everywhere.
You can do it. No, the only thing is that when it comes to podcasting, one of the qualifications for a podcast is that it should have episodes and people should be able to subscribe to it. Okay, so
if it's like a playlist on YouTube with the episodes separately only for podcasts,
that should work, but you will have a challenge sharing it across multiple platforms.
Okay.
You may have a challenge. You can explore it. I've not done that, so I cannot tell you exactly what happens when you put it on YouTube and then try to share it on other platforms.
I know there's a new feature like podcasting on YouTube, and of course there's video podcasts, but if it's an audio also, I have heard a couple of people who I follow. So I was just wondering, what's the
Beer biceps
reason?
and all.
Is it more beneficial to be on Spotify and other things versus YouTube? Is there anything like that?
When we talk about podcasts, people generally gravitate towards audio listening devices because most of the time it is the Spotify started promoting podcasts also. They are coming up in front saying that okay, these are some of the podcasts that you might like. Okay, YouTube may not do that unless you tell a person come and listen to me on YouTube or based on this URL. You may not randomly get a lot of followers like that because it's just started. It may take time.
Right. Thank you. Just wanted to hear your thoughts to understand what's a better way to do it or best platform. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Vidya.
Yeah, this is suppose we are already making videos on YouTube as a part of the hackathon, or we started our journey there. So again, that is also for a particular niche and the topics covered there. So how about taking the audio files from there and repurposing that for Spotify? Does it work? Can you just talk about the difference? What is it that we need to make for YouTube apart from the audio video effect? Apart from that, as far as the content is concerned, how to make it different for YouTube and for podcasting? When
you mean between video and audio?
Just picking the audio part from the content we have made for YouTube already. Can we leverage on that?
Yes, you can. See, the thing, there's a difference between using content on video and audio. All right. See, when you are talking on audio, it'll be a good practice to actually, tell them what they are going to get. Okay, I'm going to be discussing this, and this, and so that they have an idea. And second thing is that when you are doing a podcast, when they are listening purely to voice, then you need to, when you are going into a next section, let's say you have to say, okay, now let me talk about why podcasting is important. Okay, so the thought switches. If you just continue without actually giving a clear direction of the next paragraph or next what you're talking about, the audience may get confused because it's purely audio. Okay, so the difference is mostly between how you use content for video and audio. Audio between YouTube and this one doesn't make much difference. I don't know what kind of audio you have on YouTube. So podcasting, like I said, it has to be a little bit of personal angle and personal element has to come to it. Your thoughts, your beliefs, what do you what do you have? What have you experienced of this topic, and what do you think about this topic? All those things come into podcast. That's why you connect with your people deeply.
Okay, I get it, but the way I see it is, it's more like it's more about our own experience coming more in the
Yeah, but connected to a topic.
connected to a topic which they can relate to.
Yes.
Audience can relate to. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions?
Actually, I joined the meeting late. Sorry. Whether can you suggest any good platform for software for editing other than Audacity, or do you recommend
Any audio editing software you can use. Anything, even like somebody is saying, I use Movavi a lot for my video editing. That can be used for video editing also. Audacity is free. You don't need to buy, you don't need to pay for it, and it is one of the best platforms for editing audio. But any audio editing software is fine.
Okay.
Any other questions?
So actually, Audacity may use कर रही थी, but main मुझे issue कहाँ आ रहा था when I recorded the voice with my mobile, audio with mobile, and I shifted to the Audacity, but it is not taking. It's import only the particular file for the editing. That's
yes.
So problem.
What is the issue? You can import your audio file and then you can edit it in Audacity.
I'm not able to import the file because it is asking something WAW file only, but in my mobile I'm not able to create that particular kind of a file.
No, it takes MP3. You convert that. See, there are online converters. If it's not a very big file, you just convert that file, that format into MP3. Okay, you just upload that file, whatever format it is. You just say that if it is a wave file, it comes at .wav. Okay, a lot of Android recordings happen in waveform. So you say WAV to MP3 converter online. You will get a lot of. You just upload it, you convert to MP3, import it into Audacity.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. So, yes.
You also spoke about GarageBand, right? That's for
GarageBand. Yes, that is there in iPhone,
the Mac
and iOS devices. You can, if you're using a Mac, you can use that.
So is there also? So you can also edit your recordings there, or is it only?
Yes.
Okay.
You can do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. So if there are no more questions, I want everybody to type out your biggest learning or biggest takeaway from this session quickly. Already posted on TIDALJ? Very deep learning session, my takeaway. Just start. Absolutely. Now you have the date also. Why one must start a pod.
publish already?